Hello guys and welcome back to Let's Play series of video games. We're playing a video game called The Deed Dynasty. Apparently it is a sequel to The Deed, but I've received a key for it and now I'm playing it. So let's play it. New game. Pilgrim Adventures. I can choose who I want to be. Blood will have blood. The Scarlet Lady or the Crimson Garland? 1980. I will be the Crimson Garland. Skip intro, play intro. Play intro. Game options. Resets game. Alt and oh, thank you. I needed alt enter. Is it gonna fuck my game up though? That is the question. I think it fucked the game a little bit. I'd rather not stay in a full screen. I will be not in full screen anymore. Okay, access menu and inventory with the escape button. St. Andrew's Church, Scotland, February 2nd in the year of 1895. Ah, poor Oscar. Your husband always was such a sickly fellow. It is a great shame for a man to die so young. Alas, there was nothing that could have been done. There was something that could have been done, Thomas. Oh, and what was that? You received my letter, I assume. Did I not beg you for you to send money? Money for what? Medicine? Do you think any amount of money could have cured the husband of his illness? I highly doubt it. That was not for you to determine. Now we will never know. The money could have made his final weeks more comfortable at least. You always were a soft, delicate thing, sister. Death is never comfortable. Nevertheless, the money is mine by right. You should have sent it. Careful now, Margaret. All of the money you have made from the novels that I've wrote, it should be mine. Perhaps you have forgotten your many failed attempts to have those stories published under your own name. No one would have even read a murder mystery that was written by a woman. Were it not for me, those books never would have seen the light of day. Besides, I have always given you a fair share, have I not? A pittance, barely enough to live on. Well, it was your husband's responsibility to provide you. Now that you are a widow, rest assured I will duly increase your allowance. How very generous of you, brother. There is no need to be petulant. If you are going to be that way, I shall take my leave of you. When you have calmed your nerves, perhaps you will come along to visit the Dunchill house. The family would love to see you. Mother is not herself. Her condition gets worse each day, and it might do her good to see your face. I'm so sorry for your loss, Margaret. Please believe that. Oscar, my sweet loving Oscar, winter was always hard for you. Ever since you were a child, I know. You never could stand the cold. That is the most unforgiving winter we have ever known. If not for my brother's selfishness, I know you would still be here. He might as well killed you by his own hand. I think I shall accept my brother's invitation. It has been far too long since I last returned home for Dunchill House. Besides, must attend to some unfinished business. Rest well, sweet husband. It is time to murder people. So I know that this game is all about murdering. And not getting caught. And blaming others. One story ends and another begins. Such is the way of things. The story of my husband's time on Earth may have ended prematurely, prematurely. But there are still certain loose threads to be cut away. And as for you, Thomas, the sordid tale of your wasteful life might also be drawing to a close. All it will take is a fitting weapon, a damning piece of evidence, and a small helping of inspiration. For tonight, brother, I will write another of my little murder mysteries, and you will play the victim. In the first phase of the game, you should explore the house, converse with those present, and collect 2 useful items. A murder weapon and an evidence. Gotcha. Oh, I'm so killing you. Please do come in. It is such a pleasure to finally meet you, Mrs. Bruce. Bruce was my maiden name. I am Mrs. Margaret Percy. Oh, of course. How silly of me. I am Ethel, your mother's nurse. I also do much of the cleaning and cooking at the moment, so please let me know if you require anything. Your family has told me about your loss. I am so sorry about your husband. I'm sure that your parents will be glad to see you. Your mother rarely leaves her bed these days, but you'll find your father in the parlor. Such a shame they could not attend the funeral. Only their health is so frail and the frost is so terrible this year. I can't let them know. I understand. I'm sure they would have attended if circumstances were different. Oh, certainly they would have. Your mother, she has not been well, but I'm sure you will see that for yourself. We have eaten dinner already, but I can prepare something for you if you're hungry. Your brother Thomas has arranged some entertainment for the evening. Later, Lady Lenora will be reading his fortune. Lady Lenora? Oh yeah, she's highly esteemed physic. Very popular in your brother's circles, I hear. You'll find her in the drawing room. Well, killing her. What is she like? She's strange. I find her a little unnerving. I suppose you'll see what I mean when you meet her. Your younger brother, Michael, and his wife, Nellie, are visiting as well, with their newborn son. Jesus, so many people to kill! I don't believe you have seen your nephew yet. Such a lovely little babe in arms. I've been looking forward to seeing him. Okay, so I gotta explore shit. Oh, it's a clicking game, okay. Fittingly enough, this grandfather clock is said to have been purchased by your grandfather, Benjamin Bruce. The letter I understand is addressed to your proper brother. Curiosity gets better of you, and you carefully open the envelope without ripping it. Inside is a letter penned in elegant, cursive handwriting. My dear Thomas, last night I finished reading The Crimson Garland for the 193rd time. Your perfect prose still fills me with such desire, and as I never known you are such a talented. Oh, he is. Take the fan. Of course, take the fan letter. Fuck that guy. You step inside the library and see your brother Thomas idly leafing through the books on one of the shelves, completely oblivious to what you have in store for him. Good. Don't wanna talk to him at all. Hello, cat. Wait, what? Perhaps it'll finally deal with the mouse problem. Okay. Poison? Neither the lamp. Oh. Pistol. One of your father's most treasured possessions, a dueling pistol owned by one of your illustrious ancestors. The pistol is small enough to conceal beneath your dress. Taking the pistol will bring your search of the house to an end. No, don't take the pistol. Margaret, it's good to see you. Hello, father, how are you? How am I? Where to begin? My wife is slowly insane. Yes, it must be hard on you. He was a good man. It was possible. With my health and your mother's condition, it did not seem judicious. I understand, father. You're a good girl, Margaret. Life has dealt you an unfair hand, but you will find your feet again soon enough. So what else do you want? Choose subject. Lady Lenora. Have you met Lady Lenora? I saw her in the foyer. That witch can stay away from me. Okay. I will see you later, father. Inside your selection of your father's old notebooks you find shit. Okay. Well, I will remember that there is a pistol here. The wooden crate has been sealed with nails, and the hammer that has... The hammer is small enough to conceal... Okay. I can kill someone with the hammer. There are so many murder weapons. Whenever your eyesight adjusts to the dim light of the wine cellar, you can see your younger brother Michael helping himself to one of the bottles. Drinking alone again, Michael. If there's a better way to drink, I haven't found it yet. How are you, sister? I'm all fine, all things considered. Really, I'm surprised. I'm terribly sorry about Oscar. You know I always liked him. Would have liked to come to the funeral, but you know how things are with a new child. Oh, I'm sorry, Margaret. What am I saying? We would have loved the child. Sure, me and my big mouth. What do you want to talk about? Nothing. I wanna go get to killing. Can I kill people? Bottle of poison is small enough to conceal your beneath dress. Jesus, poison, eh? When you were a child, you were governess. Okay. Corkscrew. I get the feeling I want to use the damn pistol. Let's talk to Mother. Is that Mother? Let's talk to Mother. I sense that you're a woman on my... Oh shit, it's you! I'm gonna shoot you! There's something that needs to be done and you intend to do it. And what is my mission? That part is unclear, but there are many paths which you might follow to achieve your goal. Oh, how terribly rude I am. I'm Margaret Percy, and you are... They call me Lady Lenora, the prophetess, the living oracle of the... It is a pleasure to meet you. I'm gonna shoot you in the face. I can already sense that you are skeptical. Perhaps by the end of this evening you will have changed their mind. You might be right. We'll see. I'm shooting her. Apparently Thomas has started writing a reply, but have never even bothered to send it. Take the loan letter. This might be a useful piece of evidence. Taking the letter will bring your search of the house to an end. Now, I'll take the pistol once I'm done searching. Where is Mada? End of conversation. She is upstairs, probably. Hello, Mother. Is it that you, Ethel? It's me, Mother Margaret. Oh, Margaret, you look lovely. It was a lovely service, wasn't it? I'm so glad I could attend. Service? There are lots of people here, aren't there? Your dear husband had so many friends. We aren't at the funeral, Mother. We aren't at my husband's funeral, Mother. We're in the Dunchill house. Oh, I haven't missed that, have I? You were there, Mother. Don't you remember? Oh yes, of course, I remember. It was a lovely funeral, a fine tribute to your husband. Was there something else there? End of conversation. Alright, let's take the pistol. I wanna shoot somebody already. Yep. Take the pistol. You checked that your father is now watching before you grab the dueling pistol from the display case and hide it in your person. It felt surprisingly heavy in your hand. Those chimes must mean that Lady Lenore is preparing to give her a reading. This should be interesting. I'm gonna shoot her. The time has come for us to begin. The first card will reveal something significant about your past. It could be your recent past or something distant, almost forgotten. Let's see what the deck holds. Ah, the lovers. Well, how about that? Have you been holding out on us, brother? Got a secret filly hidden away? The card can indeed signify a relationship. It can also simply represent the choice you have made, or perhaps a little both of both. I wonder, I suppose that it could refer to something about my mother or father. The woman on the left, Margaret. You're a little troublemaker. Leave me out of this, would you? Yes, Margaret. I don't like what you're suggesting one bit. Let's continue with the reading. Your second card, which represents your present, is the Fool. Ha! How very appropriate. Or it could mean that you're failing to see some danger that is right in front of you. Looks like you, Thomas. Yes, very amusing. Next card, please. Now it is time to reveal the third card and final card, which represents your future. That better not be death, I'll tell you that much. Your final card is Justice. Well, that doesn't sound so bad. Usually isn't. Is that so? Perhaps it means I shall finally get another novel published, eh, Margaret? I hope that the cards have been revelatory. Thank you so much, Lady Eleonora. I've never seen anything quite like that before. Well, that was exhausting. I could use some wine. I second that motion. Now that the reading is finished, the time has come to do what you came here to do. Any evidence you've gathered must be planted now, before you seek out your unfortunate victim. To plant evidence, simply enter the desired location and then select the item in your inventory. Oh, okay. The guy we're here, this guy here. Items. Oh, I can save my game. Items. Weapons. I wonder how long it's been since the gun was actually put to use. Hopefully it still works. This is a weapon and not an item of evidence, so you can't plant it here. Oh, I need evidence. I know evidence. There's a low one or something. Can I take some poison as well? The low one's gone! Fuck. God damn it. I missed the low one. Can I go take the poison? Is that the evidence? Thomas is struggling with something. I don't care. Search the house now. You should have done so earlier. Okay, what is my evidence? You wash the cleaning supplies here in the basin? No. Oh, so the fucking the letter that I took was already. God damn it. So I kinda fucked up already. Yes. With Lenora suitably distracted, he slipped a letter between two of the books on the shelf. I should have fucking slipped the damn... Now what do I do? Hello, fascinating. Can I use the gun on you now? Weapons. What do I do now? Can I shoot Thomas now? Oh shit! There's a skull, there's a little skull on him. So I can kill him. Okay, so I'm killing him. Choose the murder weapon. Bare hands, dueling pistol. Taking out the pistol, you try to take careful aim at the back of his head, hoping for the best. You've never had very much practice with the firearms. Your first shot is off target and you watch your brother's left shoulder explode in a small fountain of blood. He cries out and staggers forward, crashing into the table. The second shot is more accurate, leaving a gaping wound in the side of the hand. Thomas falls to the ground instantly, not making another sound. You drop the pistol on the ground. It's time to get out of the cellar again quickly. Oh shit. Damn, I hear someone coming. Did you hear that, Mrs. Percy? It sounded like something came from the other... Oh shit. So the body has been discarded. Now the story truly begins. That... I got caught, didn't I? Oh, Michael, it's all just so terrible. I know, my darling, but don't you worry. The police are here and they will soon find and arrest the ruffian who broke in and killed my brother. Oh, someone broke in? Did they? It's a good thing we have accomplished detectives such as yourself in the family. Oh, of course someone broke in. Father, what else could have happened? Thomas may have been in my son and here, but he was also a pompous little idiot. Please don't. There are so many people who thought little of him. And some of them are right here in this room. No, I won't accept that. Well, not to speak ill of the dead. Speak however I please about my own son, you tar little. Alright, my men are just finishing the search of the house. If there's any evidence that points towards what happened here, we'll find it. I will need to speak to everyone who was present at the time of the murder. You know my wife? You'd get more sense speaking to a doornail, Inspector. Yes, I do mean everyone. Lady Lenora, I'd speak to you first of all. Yes, Inspector. Thank you for joining, Mrs. Percy. I understand this must be an emotional time, but it is best to take witness statements while they are fresh in the memory. Of course, Inspector. I will apologize for this in advance, but I'm afraid that the first thing I need to do is search your person. Rest assured, my hands will not linger anywhere they shouldn't. Now then, please have a seat, Mrs. Percy. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you a few questions. I'm so sorry, but how well would you say you have been coping with his passing? It has affected me deeply. It's not been easy, Inspector. I will be the first to admit that. I'm sorry to hear that. According to my notes, your brother Michael, I also inquired about your well-being when you spoke to him earlier this evening. You told him you felt you were doing quite well under the circumstances. I understand that Thomas was the only other family member to attend your husband's funeral. Your parents were unable to attend. Yes, that's correct. You told your mother's nurse that perhaps your parents might have attended the funeral under different circumstances. It sounded like you had forgiven them for not attending. You said something similar to your father later in the parlor. Now I need to go over some of my notes for you. What I'm looking for specifically are any clues or inconsistencies. I want to form a picture of the events surrounding your brother's death. When you arrived at the house, Nurse Ethel introduced herself and told you about the planned entertainment for the evening. You spoke for a while about Lady Lenora. The nurse mentioned that she found her to be a little unnerving in some way. She then informed you that your brother Michael and his wife were visiting with their infant son. You told her that you were looking forward to meeting your new nephew for the first time. Nurse Ethel also mentioned to me that she saw you again in the pantry later in the evening. Later, you went to speak to your father in the parlor. It seems that you had to listen to him and complain about the current state of your family. He gave me quite an earful as well. He told me that you sympathized with him. You spoke about Lady Honora, of whom your father is less than fond. However, from what He told me that's only because she's a member of his Masons. Never could stand them. Lady Lenora mentioned that she spoke to you before the reading. She made a particular observation about you, that she seemed like a woman who was on a mission. You did not deny it, but questioned her about what the mission might be. She couldn't come up with an answer. What was your mission this evening, Mrs. Percy? Finally, she said that she sensed that you were skeptical and suggested that perhaps you would change your mind. You said it was possible that you might. You also spoke with your younger brother, Michael, down in the wine cellar. He told me that he rather clumsily brought up the subject of having a new child without having thought about your recent loss. You said that you would have loved to have a child. Now, your mother is the most reliable witness, but she had just taken her medication and was reasonably lucid when I spoke to her. She called seeing you this evening. Apparently, she believed herself to be attending to your husband's funeral. I suppose your manner of dress must have confused her. You explained to her that she was not at the funeral, and you lied and said that she had attended already. A little white lie to spare her feelings. No harm in that, I suppose. Something else I find very strange is that you didn't find the time to go and see your little nephew upstairs. Despite telling the nurse that you were looking forward to meeting him, I wonder what else you were doing that was more important. Now, did you speak to your brother Thomas this evening before the tarot reading? No. No, I didn't see him until the reading. Very well then. Quite interesting to find out what happened at that reading with Lady Lenora. Don't tell me you believe in the power of such things, Inspector. No, not recently, necessarily. I'm more interested in the way that Thomas himself interpreted the cards, and there were several witnesses to that. It suggests that it has something to do with your sister-in-law, Nellie. I was just stirring up trouble. Ah, I see. The second card was the Fool, which you promptly suggested looked very much like Thomas himself. He didn't like that. No, it doesn't seem like he did. The final card was meant to reveal something about his future. Since he interpreted it in a quite positive way, I think it makes less likely that he took his own life immediately afterwards. It reinforces the idea that he was murdered. As I mentioned earlier, my men have conducted a very thorough search of his house. Down in the basement where Nurse Ethel sleeps was found a bottle of perfume that your brother had apparently bought her as a gift. The fact that he was courting her does not alone make her a suspect. They were both young, unmarried people after all. While searching the house, we found a letter of your brother from an jealous admirer of his work. One of my men suggested that this crazy enthusiast might have broken in and killed your brother in a fit of madness. I don't buy that theory personally. There has been no evidence of a break-in. Anyway, we didn't find anything of particular interest. The matter of your brother's death is also a matter of importance. I understand the pistol was an antique belonging to your father, is that right? Yes, that's correct. Moving on. I have also been trying to ascertain everyone's location at the time of your brother's death. Tell me, where were you when you heard Nurse Ethel screaming? Ground floor. The stairwell. Yes, I didn't mention seeing you on her way to the wine cellar. That puts you rather close to the scene of the murder, I must say. So, Mrs. Percy, I have learned quite a lot of very interesting information this evening. I feel that there are some questions that you would need to answer, important questions. I think your father ought to be free from any suspicion despite a couple of question marks. And now I must decide what to do about all this. And as for you, I'm afraid you will need to accompany me to the station. I have some more questions for you. Oh, shit. It's not all over yet. Some weeks later. Oh, wow, I still got imprisoned. Chapter 18, the confession. In these pages I have laid myself bare. I have confessed my sins for all to see. Yes, I am loving wife. Yes, I am the secret and offer. And yes, I am the sister who murdered her brother. Perhaps my foolish pride was my downfall. Perhaps with my arrest and this confession that is precisely what has happened. In the end, justice favors nobody. We all get what we deserve. Well, I just got an unhappy ending. Great. Well, hope you guys enjoyed it. This was the deed, Dynasty. You can choose 3 different maps where you can murder people in different ways. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Check it out on Steam. And I'll see you guys next time. Do better than me. Alright? Thank you. Alright. Goodbye.